Greetings and welcome to another Diablo 2 video. So there have been recent changes on the patch 2.4. For example, throwing mastery now has a chance to not consume quantity if you throw with your weapons, and a chance, or on critical strike it will replenish quantity. So you don't have to repair all the time, or if you have an ethereal weapon you don't have to wait until it replenishes quantity, and it's very nice. On top of that, they also, I think, made the attack rating a bit higher, so that's nice. And they also fixed the Grimward Find Potion synergy, and more to that later. But let's start from the top. Attributes. I have enough to equip my gear. A little bit too much maybe on this build. Let's see. How much do we need? 118. And enough dexterity to equip, well, maybe both weapons. I don't know. I am testing around a lot between all the different throwing weapons, and I found that Demon's Arc does a lot of damage, especially in ethereal quality. And the rest, of course, in vitality. Then for the skill attribution, 1 into each of these to get battle orders, battle command, and shout. 20 into throwing mastery, 1 increased stamina, 1 increased speed, iron skin, natural resistances, bash, 1 in leap for mobility, 20 into double swing because it's a synergy to double throw, 20 into double throw, 1 point into frenzy. And maybe Berserk. I haven't tested it because I have a Merc with Reaper's Toll to deal with any physical immunes. But the remaining points go into, yes, you guessed it right, Grimward. About 10 to 12 points, and the rest into Find Potion. Why is that? Find Potion gives the synergy to Grimward that the enemies affected by Grimward take more damage. You see 80% damage, and every point to Find Potion raises that by 5%. So we can raise it even higher, but we also need Grimward points to have a better radius. As you can see, radius is 15.3 yards. I like to have around 16 yards with my skills. So if you are higher level, this character is level 86, you can put more points in the Find Potion or Grimward. And we only have 1 point in the battle orders. That's not like maximum for more life, but since we are a ranged character and we have Grimward, which also causes the enemies to flee and to be slowed, this is not a problem to have less life, but you will see that later. Okay, then let's go. It's players 1 right now. Let's buff us up, and this is the playstyle. You want to kill something, you want to jump in, you want to put down Grimward, and everything just flees. And in this case, it's not so good because this pack is has faster run speed, but normally the monsters will be slowed down. You will see that right here. So kill some monsters, get Grimward down, and they will flee and get up to 100% or 120 more damage, which is very nice. And you have no problem like killing everything in your sight. So let's try to go into the Worldstone Keep next. You need to buff up more frequently because, as I said earlier, the battle orders and all the other shouts are not the highest level. I think only level 7 or something. So the duration is not as long. Also, for placing Grimwards, the odd thing is you can't use it on undeads, or most undeads you can't, which is bad and a real downside. Because I think you can use like something like Corpse Explosion on these corpses, but you can't use Grimward. That is why, like in the Chaos Sanctuary, you have a bit of a problem in finding corpses for your Grimward, because you can't do it on the knights, you can't do it on the finger mages, you can only do it on the fire lords or fire immune lords. So like here, I need to kill one of these demons. I can put down Grimward, and everything is on fear. And as you can see, they're not really running around, but they're feared and get extra damage, and they're also slowed, so it's pretty nice. You get a lot less damage. The radius is nice, so if you kill this guy here, put down Grimward. So champion and unique monsters are not feared, but they get extra damage from Grimward. The damage amplifier. So you see this guy's running away. This is the range. For me, it's at the edge of the screen. I don't know if it's the same for you, but if I can see the Grimward, then this is like the zone for 16 yards. So that's pretty nice. And you don't have to place it all the time. It's just I want to showcase it on players when it's pretty easy to kill, even without. Again, we need to buff. Also on these ghosts, I can't use Grimward, unfortunately, because the Death Lords have a lot of HP, and I really like to put my Grimward down. Also, they are physically immune, but we do okay damage to them. Because our spear also has a lot of magical damage. So that's basically the playstyle, and I want to show you the cow level as well. So let's jump into the cow levels. Again, this is still players 1, but I want to show you how ridiculous Grimward is. Look at this. None of the cows are even facing or attacking me. They are slowly walking away, while I can just brutally murder them from behind. And I can place a new Grimward and just rinse and repeat. Like if I'm on the edge of the screen, like here, I can place a new Grimward because there are so many corpses. And just throw the spears. And as you can see, I'm still at 120 quantity on both of these. Here's 119, but basically you don't lose quantity, you don't need to repair, these are ethereal anyways. They also have replenished quantity, so that's also nice, together with the chance to not consume quantity and replenish quantity on critical strike. Basically don't run out of quantity at all. So we'll switch weapons here to the Washrikes. They're pretty nice as well because they have a lot of critical strike, and they're very similar in terms of damage, so I haven't seen a difference. But they're much faster in throwing, and as you can see, the torch is going crazy, and now my frame rate is dropping. I don't know if it's in the video, but it's especially in cows where you stand there and there are a lot of enemies. Maybe I can reproduce it here. And yeah, it's a lot of procs from the torch, from Firestorm, which is funny. So let's go player 3 and see how it goes. Also, you can like use your frenzy if you want, and then move around a lot faster. I think these are still players 1. The cool thing is if you kill one of these, you can jump in. Of course, care for like cursors, like I have the amp damage curse on me. But usually they are pushed away and you can put down your Grimward. So these are probably players 3 cows, but They don't pose a problem at all. Let's get your first kill. Jump in. Place your Grimward. And then do the rest. As you can see, the mana is like going crazy, especially if I go Wash Rikes, which are faster. But I have enough leech with the Manalt. Just need some leech, you have enough physical damage. Can also have a dual leech ring, of course. Or any 20 ice gloves with mana leech. Be nice. So we can also go on players 8 even. And let's see, these are still players 3 cows. Because they were in vision. Put on my Grimward again. And let's search for the players 8 cows somewhere around here. These should be players 8. Yep. So it is a lot harder to kill them. Harder than I expected to. I need to check my gear. I think there's room for optimization, of course. But players 8 cows is pretty hard. So now we have one down, we place our Grimward. And basically they can't do anything now. As you can see, the frame rate drops pretty heavily because of the torch. But you can just clean the cows up. And you could even use find item on the corpses if you like. Like, you have enough points usually. I have 8. It's not that much, I guess. But you could also, like, I think it's called Heart Carver, which gives +4 to find item and find potion and Grimward. And you could use that in your offhand 2 times and have +8.
I can't use this yet.
So players 8 cows is not that super fast. But that's because cows have a lot of HP. If we, like, let's go to the River of Flame on players 8. And yep, that's alright. And the problem with Chaos Sanctuary and all these enemies here, except for the Morphines, you can't use Grimward, so I try to kill them first. Put down. Oh, this one has stone skin. That's bad. Down the Grimward, and then they're running all the way. And Grimward, I think it stays for 40 seconds, so it's a lot of time. But yeah, I don't recommend this zone because also the Abyssal Knights, you can't use Grimward on them. I hope they changed it because it's also a corpse. Like, you can use Corpse Explosion, you can use skeletons, raise skeletons on them, so it's kind of curious why they don't allow for it to use Grimward on. But yeah, it's basically the Throw Barbarian, and there is a lot of room for improvement. You can also use like Chains of Honor, which boosts your damage, as you can see. By not as much as I imagined. Oh no, sorry, not Chains of Honor, I mean Fortitude. Fortitude boosts your damage like by 1000. But I wanted to show a more like budget approach, aside from maybe Ethereal Demons arcs, which might rise in price, but until now, I think nobody really saved them or picked them up because nobody was playing THROW Barbarian. There's not much expensive stuff here. Maybe the Bolcathos, but again, you can use something else, Dual Leech Rings or Ravenfrost, of course. You don't need to use Wisdom. You can use an Ariad's Face. It's very flexible. And for that gear, in players 1 and players 3, I think this is pretty nice. Yeah. So let me know what you think about the THROW Barbarian. Put it down in the comments and see you next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.